Hello everyone, today I'm going to do my June favourites. I have quite a lot of favourites this month. I've got them all laid out here and I'm just looking at it and thinking I use way too many products, but hey, that's what these videos are for. So first up I'm going to do nails. I'll just tell you what I'm wearing at the moment, and I've completely forgotten the name. It's a Revlon Colour Stay one though, and it's just really bright orange. I'll write it in the bottom bar. Anyway, my first nail product of this month is Nail Envy by OPI. Now, so many people have this, everyone knows what it is, but I've been meaning to get this for absolutely ages and I haven't got around to it. It's so expensive. And then I had a 3 for 2. They were on 3 for 2 in Boots, and I wanted to get the Séché Vite at the same time, and so it worked out really well because I got that Séché Vite and a SE Matte top coat. So I really love that. It makes your nails grow at lightning speed, which is really good for mine because they're absolutely dreadful. So yeah, really love that. The second one I've just mentioned is Séché Vite. There's absolutely loads of controversy over this about various chemicals. I think it's toluene. I can't pronounce it. Toluene. I will read. God, I must look like a complete and utter idiot right now. I'm supposed to be doing a science degree. I think it says it on the box. Yeah, it says it on the box. It's toluene. So what this effectively is it's a dry fast top coat that just completely solidifies your nail polish. And it's apparently different to other top coats in that it kind of penetrates the layers of nail polish, which means that it kind of dries from within, if that makes any sense. But it does have a nasty ingredient in it, although I think I've read up on it, it says it's safe to use in small doses and it's actually not that bad for you. But just to warn you before you go out and buy it. But other than that, it's absolutely amazing. Got it on today. I have actually just like smudged my nails because I've just painted them, but that has nothing to do with the top coat. And but yeah, it makes them last at least 3-4 days longer than it normally would, and it depends on what nail polish you're wearing, obviously. Right, the second thing, I think that's it for nails. So the second thing, I'm going to go on to hair, and the first one in that category is the VO5 Miracle Concentrate. Now this is like a cheap version of Moroccan oil, but it isn't Moroccan oil. I think it might be argan, yeah, it's argan oil, but you know, they're all kind of down the same way, and considering I've never tried a hair oil before, I wanted to buy one that had like slight amounts in it that was a lot cheaper instead of splashing out like £24 on like a tiny bottle of Moroccan oil, in case I didn't like it. I do like it, and so I am thinking about purchasing that when this runs out, although that is going to be a long time because, as you can see, I've barely used any because I have very short hair, very fine hair, and yeah, so don't have to use a lot, otherwise it'll get quite greasy. I dyed my hair recently. Well, I dyed my hair a lot recently. I had very long hair and I had it kind of ombre, but I bleached it, like fully bleached it, went my colour, bright purple, bright pink. It looked really cool, but it was absolutely impossible to maintain, so that went. And then I dyed over the top, like I dyed my whole head and got it cut, so you can kind of still see like a horrible line where I dyed it originally, because it was obviously a DIY job, but this has literally saved my hair. Like if I didn't have this and my Aussie shampoo, I don't think my hair would have survived that kind of bleaching episode. The next thing, I don't know why I just touched my nose then, that was quite weird. The next thing is this, which is completely the opposite way to that, that makes your hair all smooth and nice and kind of nourishes it, and this one makes your hair feel really horrible and makes it stick out like a bird's nest, but you know, sometimes that's what you want. So it's called Lee Stafford My Big Fat Texturizing Hair Super Spray. It looks like this, and it is basically, I have it written down on my little notepad here, it is essentially gunk in a tube. It's disgusting. I mean, you look at it and you just think, I do not want to put that on my hair. and it's solid as well, and so you think, spray bottle, weird solid product, how on earth is that going to work? But it does. You shake it and it turns into a liquid, and essentially, yeah, it just sprays onto your hair. It's kind of a mixture between wax, gel, and like putty, and so yeah, that goes in your hair. You kind of spray it in your roots, zhuzh it, and depending on how much you put in, depends on how much it works. Sorry, Harrison Ford's on the TV. I'm just thinking, ooh, yeah. Moving on. You put that in your hair, and it just completely like sends it like this big, and then you comb it down and kind of adjust accordingly to how you want it. So that's fantastic. Right, the next one. I'm being very rambly today, I'm aware of that. What have I got on this list? I've got them all here, I'm just checking I've got them in order. Right, I'll do this one because it's kind of bad, because I really should use a proper routine, being kind of a beauty obsessive and all that. But it's these Kleenex facial cleansing wipes, and they've got a hair stuck in them, that's gross. Just remove that. Right. Kleenex have recently brought out like a new small range of face products. I've got the like cotton pads back there in a little box, which I don't rate as much, but they are quite good. And they brought out the facial cleansing wipes. I bought them, sucker for new products and everything, and I absolutely love them. My normal cleansing wipes are the simple ones, just the ones in the green packet that have no fragrance, no harsh chemicals, all that kind of stuff, because I have really sensitive skin. But they didn't have those, and so I thought I'll try the Kleenex ones, because they're new, and it just says suitable for sensitive skin on them, so that sucked me in. And they have a really cute packaging. The next thing is, which one shall I do next? I'll do both of these because they're up the same street. It's Oilatum, and it's the Oilatum Natural Repair Face Cream, which, as you all probably know, has been recommended a million times by the Pixie Woo sisters, mainly Nicola, I think. It's completely used up. This was actually an empties post that I did on my blog, which I'll link below. But I couldn't, rate this enough. It's absolutely fantastic. Really good for sensitive skin, really good for dry skin, and it just sinks in, and then your makeup goes on like an absolute dream afterwards. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Nothing fancy, nothing special, and it's about £7 something. So it's not the cheapest in the world. When they mentioned that it was a really cheap product, I kind of thought, £3-4 going along the lines of kind of simple skincare is really cheap for a moisturiser, but that's actually more around the £8 mark. But there is a lot in there, and it lasts a really long time, so it depends on what you want to do with it. The next thing is just the Oilatum cream. Now, I have really dry skin, and I do have a little bit of eczema, nothing serious, but I get very, very dry skin. And I have this just, for my legs and my arms and all that kind of stuff. And when I ran out of that, and I had literally run out of all moisturiser, that never happens, but everything had run out. My Liz L had run out, which I actually hated. Another thing coming up on that soon. But it had all completely run out, and so I thought, right, what can I use? Because my face was really dry, I needed to put my makeup on. And so I grabbed this. Now this is a lot thicker than the other one, but you need a lot less. And it's also half the price. And actually, aside from the smell, which isn't as nice, like this one smells quite fresh. I mean, I know this is supposed to be fragrance free, but obviously everything has a slight scent. That one smells okay, but this one smells a bit kind of, it's really hard to explain, but when it's on your face it kind of feels a bit weird. It might be herbally, but yeah, I think that might be what it is. So yeah, that smells weird, but it goes as soon as it sinks into your skin. The smell doesn't stay on your skin. It's half the price, and I actually think I like it better than that one because it's thicker. And so when I'm having a particularly bad day and my skin's feeling really dry, it is so much better. So thumbs up for that, and I think I actually prefer it, but I'll keep you posted. Right, the next thing is, I think we've gone off skincare now. Yeah, is just a really random one. I got this in a beauty, this is so old, it was in the Feel Unique beauty box, which they actually discontinued back in like February or something. I think it was that long ago. It was quite a long time ago now. And I had the subscription to it for I think 3 months and then it got discontinued. It's the Elemis Exotic Lime and Ginger Hand and Body Wash, and it looks like this. I looked online, this is like £32 for a bottle like this big. I think it was like 300ml, and I was just like, I cannot justify that price at all. But it is just the most beautiful smell. Anyway, it's like the nicest smell in the world. It smells like lime and ginger basically, but it's like a really warm, earthy scent, and it just wakes you up in the morning and makes you feel all cosy and nice. The next two things are actually my favourite items of the year, let alone the month. Like, I absolutely adore these. I'm so glad I discovered them. I'm on my third one of them, and yeah, they're just amazing. So first up is the Revlon Lip Butters, and I have 3 shades. I have Tutti Frutti, Strawberry Shortcake and Lollipop. Now, I was really late to jump on the bandwagon with these. I know every last person on YouTube or who blogs or whatever has them, but I was really late to jump on the bandwagon, but I'm really, really glad I did. I have quite natural shades. I say that, one of them's orange. I have 2 natural shades and then a really, really bright one, but it's very sheer. And what I love about these is their formula, basically, which I think is what everyone loves about them. But they're just so kind of creamy and pigmented, and like they're pigmented, so the colour comes through, but they're really sheer at the same time unless you build them up. And so you don't have to worry about them like being really matte and kind of gross on your lips. They just last really nicely. And this one, which is my favourite, I have just like used to absolute death. It's really gross, but absolutely use that to death. And this is what they look like. So this is Tutti Frutti, Tutti Frutti, Lollipop and Strawberry Shortcake, in that order. And they're just really shiny and really nice and really moisturising, and they're just really nice to wear for every day when you can't be bothered kind of applying lipstick and, you know, making sure it looks all neat and doesn't flake and all that kind of stuff. They're just really easy to throw in your bag, slick on when you fancy a bit of colour, and they're just absolutely fantastic. And they just brighten up your whole face with makeup and make you look kind of done. I'm holding up the next item while I'm talking about the last one, which is probably highly confusing. But moving on to this is literally my favourite thing in the whole entire world. Well, my favourite makeup thing in the whole entire world. Obviously there are many more important things than that. But it's the Garnier Roll-On Anti-Dark Circles in the lightest shade they do. This is amazing. Like, I get really dry skin, particularly under my eyes, and so if I start caking on loads of makeup, it goes all powdery and looks really gross and kind of cakey and just not very nice, really. And when I bought this is my 3rd one of this now, as I was saying before. This is the 3rd one I'm on, and I use this like all over my face. Not as foundation, but I will put it under my eyes, I will put it down the sides of my nose and on my chin, and I'll leave it for a bit to soak in. And then when you blend it out after that, instead of it sliding all over your face like if you were to blend it in straight away, it's kind of set there, and so you're just blending it in, and it doesn't kind of move very far, but it actually is quite high coverage if you leave it to sink in and then blend it, as opposed to just like blending it in as soon as you put it on. Yeah, this is amazing. Brightens up my whole complexion. I literally cannot go out well, I can go out without makeup, but if I'm going in to put makeup on, this is always underneath it. Never ever use this. Never ever use any other makeup without using this first. It's fantastic. And it's always half price. Like, I probably would pay £11 for it now because I've used it so much and it's become like a holy grail product for me. But it is literally, if you wait in Superdrug and in Boots and in Asda and in like all the supermarkets, at some point it will be half price or at least a third off. So it's definitely worth waiting for it to be reduced, but it is worth full price as well if you can't wait. Okay. I think that's it. I've just got one more thing that is kind of beauty but kind of not, and I'm also mourning the death of this because it's completely run out. This was also in my empties post, But it's the Parma Violets, The Sweetest Feeling candle by Lily Flame. And it just looks like this. It's just a little tin, and it says it has 35 hours of burn time, and it literally smells like Parma Violets. Oh, it's so beautiful. So yeah, absolutely love this. Really, really sad that it's run out. I think it's got maybe one burn left in it, if I keep an eye on it so it doesn't set on fire. But yeah, absolutely love that. I think they're about £8, £8.50, but they're definitely worth it because they have 35 hours of burn time, so, you know, do the math yourself. They're not cheap, but they're not super, super expensive, and they burn true to the smell in the tin, so that's always a good thing, because sometimes you buy candles and they're scented, and then when you burn them they just smell like plain old candle. But yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you're all having a lovely day. Sorry if this was really rambly. I am going to try and edit it a little bit, but I don't want to do that too much. But yeah, I am pretty much done, and I will see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye! And if you don't know what Parma Violets are, they're the tiny little sweets. You probably know what Refreshers are, which are the little round fizzy sweets. They're like Parma Violet sweets. Wow, that made no sense. They're kind of Refreshers, but like lilac. And what do they taste like? They taste like Parma Violets. It's really hard to explain what they actually taste like because they've got a very unique flavour, but I absolutely used to love them. When I used to get those like mixes at parties and everyone was like diving for the drumsticks and the double lollies, I was like, Parma Violets, Parma Violets.